Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Reconnection Space. The Reconnection Space is that place we come to talk things all reconnection. Reconnection with ourselves, reconnection with relationships, with the world around us, reconnection with where we're going in life. Now, I'm always trying to do something a little bit different. So not only do I have another fabulous guest, I've managed to get the amazing Sam Poole of Mum to Mum here, and she's always busy and she's out and about. So I've had to track her down. And we're out and about in Milton Keynes, hence why you can see there's a dartboard behind us. I haven't moved into a pub for my office, but yeah, you've got to pin Sam down because she's a busy lady. So Sam, welcome to the Reconnection Space.
Thank you for having me.
This is exciting. So Sam and I, we have known each other for about 18 months now, I think.
It's got to be, just over, probably just over a year,
Just over a year, fantastic. Yeah. And when I met Sam, she had just moved back from Spain, was going through some real life transitions, life challenges,
huge.
But now sits here really as a bit of the kind of queen of Milton Keynes, really, because, you know, if there's something going on in Milton Keynes, you're all over it. Your group is the largest online Milton Keynes group for mums, 13,000 plus members. So it would be great to kind of, you know, share your reconnection moment with us.
Yeah, so I think my journey started when I went to Spain, believe it or not. I left Milton Keynes and went to Spain. And once the boys had gone to school, I just was like, what am I going to do? And I met some really amazing people doing some really amazing things with so many entrepreneurs. And this inner entrepreneur just came alive. And I needed to get out and about. I didn't have to work at that time. I was in a marriage where I didn't have to work, but he was in the UK a lot, so I was left on my own a lot of time to think. So I was like, what can I do? How can I get out and about? So I started selling Usborne books because there was big international schools. So I thought, this is how I get out and I get to know the community. And then by learning, there was no baby group or play group or anything like that. So I set that up. And in this kind of little journey of setting little things up, I was like, I can do this, you know, because for so long I'd done things for everybody else. I'd been a holiday rep, I'd worked at the airport, I'd worked in the police control room where my mind was active all the time. Yeah. So to all of a sudden be in Spain with nothing going on and like taking the boys to school, I was just still, and I was like, what am I going to do now? Yeah. So I did that, and obviously Mum to Mum had kept on going, you know, because I wanted the group to carry on going even though I'd moved to Spain. So I had lots of people helping and keeping that going. And and then the next minute I'd set up a relocation company where I was helping people relocate after my experiences. And then I took on a huge thing of changing a derelict building into an activity centre, and everyone thought I was nuts. Everyone, Andy, he was like, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy, but nobody else could see the vision, and I could see that vision, and it was an amazing journey. It was an emotional journey, and we came out the other side, me being on my own, my marriage broke down. So I was going to say, you're building up there, and you've got everything going for you there. You've built this new life in Spain because that's where you thought the family was going to be, and so that's what you've discovered. All this, like, since inner entrepreneur, and then it didn't turn out at all like that, did it, for you? No, because apparently my job was to be a housewife. Right. But I don't want to go into the personal of that, but I'm more than a housewife, and I have got an inner entrepreneur, and I want my children to see my inner entrepreneur. And so the part of the connection started there, but then a year into that journey, my eldest and for me as well, I wanted to be with my friends, I wanted to be with my family. It was lovely being there in the sea and the sand and the sangria, and you know, there was a lovely aspect to it, but then there was also that I need to go home. And when I got home, I just struggled, because it was like, what do I do now? What job do I do? How do I do this? And there was still that little entrepreneur inside of me. But in Milton Keynes, I suppose I've become known as Sam Mum to Mum. She does loads of work for charity. So it was really hard turning what Mum to Mum was into a business. And it's funny, I met obviously you at that moment of, right, well, I've got to carry on my relocating too. That's what I've got to do. And went into Entrepreneurial Spark with Relocating too, to help people relocate. But whilst I was there, Mum to Mum just kept growing, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're Sam from Mum to Mum," and Mum to Mum was bigger than I'd really appreciated, I suppose. I didn't know what I had created. And when I saw just those words, "find your raw," I didn't know who you were, what you were doing really, but I saw those words, "find your raw," and I was like, that's what I need to do. And it's funny, I've still got my gingerbread lady.
Oh yeah, gingerbread lady
and my vision board.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite where I would like to be, but you know, it's growing, and I am slowly finding my raw. I won't say I've 100% found my raw, and I won't 100% say I've reconnected, but I'm reconnected every day, and it's nice to be able to make decisions again.
Yes.
You know, and
because you came back from Spain, just so everyone's clear, you came back from Spain as a single mum.
Yeah.
2 young boys.
Yeah.
All the businesses that you'd set up in Spain no longer there, and really having to kind of find your feet again. It wasn't just about reconnecting with yourself, it was almost like getting your feet on the floor and having to build that up. And you know, we're not dwelling on that, but because actually it's brought you to where you are today. That was, you know, that was a huge shift.
Risks.
Absolutely.
And I'm not a risk taker. Like, in, you know, all my life I've always been the, I think we should do this because this is like safety blanket. I've taken all those risks, and then it was the grief of kind of losing Spain, losing the business that I'd set up, losing kind of a lot of me, and having to try and find me again, and like going into an entrepreneurial spark like on my own, you know, because everyone sees me as this, oh my God, you know, she knows everybody, she's uber confident, oh, you know, it's this Sam. But for me to go to somewhere on my own is huge. Like going into Entrepreneurial Spark on my own was massive. And
for those that are watching, Entrepreneurial Spark is a program that's run by one of the well-known banks, and you have to be in the process of setting up or in the early stages of a business, and it's quite a big application process that you have to go through, and you've done all of that off your own back, haven't you? As kind of a way of getting back into something within your life.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you know, and the journey's been it's been amazing. It's still very up and down, still a lot of things going on at the moment, but it's all about what you said about being true to you. And I found finally you know, want to be true to me and who I am and what I do. And I'm just very lucky that, you know, I've just got amazing people around me at the moment.
Not lucky, fortunate.
Okay,
fortunate, because you've gone out and found those.
You've
gone out and found those people and built those relationships.
But I just love helping. That's just who I am, and I think that's why the majority of my work was charity work, because I love helping. I know how hard it is to raise money for charity, but then when your situation completely changes and you can no longer do that, that's been really difficult. It's like, you know, reconnecting and making a business out of something that once gave 100% to charity. But you know, I'm up for an award in a couple of weeks.
So tell me what your award is.
Inspirational Mother Award.
Absolutely.
Which I created, and now I've been nominated for, which you know, is lovely. There's just so many amazing women, you know, especially Milton Keynes and men. So we created the Inspirational Mother and the Inspirational Father Awards. So it's going to be nice to see them on the 22nd of June. And then on the 23rd, I've got into a national award as well for community, about giving, you know, creating a community and paying it forward before you've even found your feet, you know. So
Sam, we think you are an inspiration, and so pleased that our paths have crossed, and thank you so much for sharing your reconnection journey to get you to where you are now. So as always, put my guests on the spot. My final question to you before we close is, for you, reconnection means
doing what you want to do and not having to justify it to anybody, and just having somebody by your side who supports it, as opposed to putting a block in your connection. And it's
fabulous. Well, we want to thank Sam for coming on the Reconnection Space and being part of our growing YouTube channel. As always, if you've enjoyed it, the thing to do is to watch the video, to like the video, but click on that little button called subscribe. Okay, all that will happen is do subscribe, and you will just get one email to tell you when a new video has come on there, so you never miss an episode, and we won't use your details for anything else. And we hope to see you again on the Reconnection Space. And if you have a story that you think we'd like to share, why not drop us a note here at Be More, because we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to hear about what reconnection means to you. Thank you, Sam, again.
Thank you, Annie.